Hello guys, welcome to the one more lecture of the Linux administration. So we will discuss some another commands of process. Before that we have already discussed about the process status commands with different options and foreground process command and background process command in the last lecture. So in today's lecture this kill command. So this command terminates running processes on a Linux machine. If you want to kill any process or terminate any process that is running, you can kill by the or terminate by the kill command. Okay, so for that you have to know the process ID of the process or a process name of the uh, process. If you know the process name, then you can find out the process ID of the process name, then you can kill the process ID. So to use these utilities, you need to know the PID. So you can view the syntax is the kill PID. So if you know the process name, if you don't know the this process ID, then you can find out the process ID by the PID of command process name. So directly you can view on the command prompt this PID of Photoshop, this PID of Photoshop.exe, then you can view the PID in that is 1525. Then directly on the command prompt you can terminate this command by the kill command, kill 1525. So this is the PID. Okay, so directly you can delete. Next command is nice commands. So by the nice command you can prioritize the process. Okay, you can prioritize the process as you have studies in operating system, different type of schedulings are there. So in Linux also the priorities are given to the every processes. So you can change the priority of a process for execution fast. So Linux can run a lot of processes at a time, which can slow down the speed of some high priority process and result in poor performance. To avoid this, you can tell your machine to prioritize processes as per your requirements. Some slow priority processes are there, so you can maximize you can increase the priority of the process and you can do execution fast. So this priority is called niceness in Linux, and it has a value between -20 to 19. So the lower the niceness index, the higher would be a priority given to that task. Okay, so the default value for all the processes is 0, as we have already seen in the last presentation or last PPT. So some this priority process value is 0. So nice to start a process with a niceness value other than the default value, use the following syntax. So nice hyphen n space hyphen n, then nice value, then process name. So you can view this in the terminal nice hyphen n 19 Bansi. Okay, so this is audio file, this process name never Bansi, and nice value is 19. We have changed the priority of a process by 19. So if there is some process already running on the system, then you can renice its value using system. If some process is already running by the some nice value, then you want to change the nice value, then again you can change the nice value by the renice command. So renice this nice value hyphen p then PID. So here again you can give the value between -90 to 19 for the renice. So for running process you can change. You can view in this PPT this to change niceness you can use the top command to determine the PID. Okay, so if you don't know the processes, then you can use the top command, then you can view the number of running processes are there. From there you can know the PID. Here you can view the PID of a processes 3293 here. Okay, so user is home and this is priority value is 20 in this command and nice value is 0 in the red rectangle, and virtual memory is 277 MB, this physical memory is 64 MB. So we are checking the niceness value of a process Bansi. So this is command name Bansi. For audio file this Bansi. So renicing the value to -20. Again we are changing the value of this priority process to -20. So in this command you can check this sudo renice -20 -p for this process ID 3293. So you can view the message after executing this command, and it will ask for the password. Then you can change the priority of a process. So this is 3293. Process ID old priority is 0. In this command, old priority nice value is 0, and in this command you can check the priority become change, and now it is -20. You can view here -20. Okay, and the rest of the these parameters are same. There is no change in the rest of the parameters. Only we have changed the nice value and again re-nice value of that particular command. 1C. df command. By the df command you can use the, or you can view the free disk space on the hard disk on all file systems. So these are different file systems, as you can view this dev sda1 udab tmps none and none. So these are different file systems, and on the this hard disk, and you can view the free disk space, used space, available space, percentage of use, mounted on. So this configuration of disk space you can view. If you want to know with more readable format these values, then you can use one option, that is df-h. Okay, df-h. So by this you can view the more readable format. That means in the previous ppt we are giving the size in the kilobytes, and here we can view the size in the gigabytes or megabytes. Okay, so this is the difference only. Same file systems are there, same parameters are there, attributes or sizes are given in megabytes and gigabytes, so it is more readable. This free. Next command is free. So as the name, this command shows the free and used memory RAM on the Linux system. So you can view the free space and used memory space on RAM in the Linux system by this free command. Okay, so two more options are there, that is free -m and free -g followed by a one space. So simply if you write this free on the command prompt, then you can view the total space is there, the used space is there in the kilobytes, and this free space is there, the shared space is there, this buffer memory is there, buffers in the RAM is there, cache memory is there. And if you want to know this is in kilobytes. If you know in the, if you want to know in MB, then you can use option this free -m, and if you know want to in this GB, then you can use this free -g. Okay, so it's a simple command you can use. Next is this types of processes. So there are two types of processes, as we already know, this parent and child process, and zombie and orphan processes. So parent processes and child processes are known as we have studied in the process status command, the second and third column of ps-f command. Whenever we have given this ps-f, this is full information of process status. So in that, this PID is there and parent process ID is there. So second and third column of PS command shows process ID. First column shows the users. That's within the same users they can be. Okay, so source process ID and parent process ID number. So for each user process there is a parent process in the system. Okay, with most of the commands having shell as their parent. Okay, as one of the example we all have already seen, that one shall come the shell, and that is the parent of other this child processes. So with most of the commands having shell as their parent, otherwise this init is the parent. This is by default. Okay, next is zombie and orphan processes. So what is zombie and what is orphan? I think we have discussed this orphan in the child process in the kill command. So after completing its execution, a child process is terminated or killed, and this updates this updates the parent process about the termination, and thus can continue the task as task is completed. So without completing the task of child process, if we terminate or killed this parent process. So this will these processes are called the orphan processes. Okay. And what are zombie process? Again, this some description about this orphan. But at times when the parent process is killed, that I told, that when the parent process is killed before the termination of child process, the child processes becomes orphan processes with the parent of all processes. With the parent of all processes. So init process becomes their new PPID. If we kill in the parent process, then in that case, init process becomes the new parent process ID for the orphaned processes. Is that clear? Next is this a process which is killed but still shows its entry in process status or process table is called a zombie process. Okay, so and those processes which are still killed but still shows in your process status or process table. If you know that we have already completed this task and this is killed this termination this particular process, but it is still shown in this process table, then we can say these are the zombie processes, and they are never used. They never are are not used. So next is the daemon processes. So these are system related background processes, daemon processes, that often run with the permissions of root and service requests from other processes. They most of the time run in the background and wait for processes it can work with for X print daemon. Okay, so when ps-ef is executed, the process with in the tty field are daemon processes. So this is simple. These are like system started background processes. They run without the permissions of the users. So no need to bother about the daemon processes. They are some background processes, system related background processes. Okay. This again this PS that we have discussed this by the process job name. You can also view the description of the process status, and these are some process fields as we have already discussed: UID, PID, and one more in that is added, this PPID, parent process ID. C is the CPU utilization of process. Okay, rest we have discussed. So we have discussed this process command, nice command, kill command, df, ps, and process types. These are some references books, and for further information you can make contact on my mail. This is, thank you so much.